Hello friends, good evening, greetings to all of you. So here I, Kunal Nagpal, I'm feeling really thrilled to welcome you once again to this great economic forum. Dear friends, I have an excellent news to share for you in this news session. You will be very delighted to know that our CPI inflation, that is the consumer price index inflation, has reached to a level below 6% for the first time this year. Here is the inflation trend which you can observe for the month of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We can see the trend of inflation. Basically, inflation rate has been in the range of 6.5% to 7.5% until the month of October. However, we have reached to a safe level in the month of November, that is 5.88%, that is below 6%. What a wonderful start for the next year. And that's why it said, all is well that ends well for new beginnings. It's really very overwhelming. I'm hoping that you would also be having the same feeling as of now after listening to this great news. So this can basically be attributed to our excellent leadership dynamics, our excellent leadership strategies, with their extremely long-term, far-sighted visionary approach. So here it goes. India's retail inflation eases to 5.88% in November, drops within RBI's tolerance band. India's consumer price-based inflation eased to an 11-month low of 5.88% in November on an annual basis from 6.77% in October 2022. What a brilliant performance it is. The number has dropped within the RBI's tolerance band of 2 to 6% after 10 months. So sequentially, the headline inflation contracted by 0.11% against a growth of 0.80% in the preceding month. The decline can basically be attributed to the easing food prices, which account for almost 40% of India's CPI basket. Food inflation for the month of November came down to 4.67% as against 7.01% just a month before. Inflation rate for the vegetables contracted by 8.08%. Meanwhile, the fuel and light inflation surged to 10.62% compared to 9.93% in September. Inflation rate for cereals segment came in at 12.96%. A Reuters poll of 45 economists had predicted the second consecutive decline in inflation to an annual 6.4% from 6.77% in October. The forecasts were in a 6.0% to 7.02% range. Higher inflation has been actually a concern for the central banks across the globe, including India, as the very uncertain nature of the Ukraine-Russia war compounded supply-side disruptions in the post-pandemic world that was barely going through a nascent recovery from economic shocks. And my dear friends, I would also like to quote, the rural inflation has also declined to 6.09% versus 6.98% in the month of October. And urban inflation also fell down considerably from 6.5% in October to 5.68% for the preceding month, that is November. So the stable and so the overall stable rate of the energy and declining crude oil prices can be linked to the decline in inflation index, that is India's headline inflation index. In its recent Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the Reserve Bank of India had retained its inflation forecast of 6.7% for the financial year 2023. We are extremely watchful of evolving inflation dynamics and look at data almost on a daily basis, and we will keep an urgent eye on inflation and we will be ready to act, RBI Governor Mr. Shaktikant Das had said. The RBI on December 7 had raised the interest rates by a smaller 35 basis points to 6.25% following the three successive 50 basis point rises in order to tame inflation. So I really believe that the visionary approach of our RBI governor and the entire team has been able to successfully achieve their aim through their consistent modifications in the fiscal and monetary policies. So what an excellent victory it has been. We have been observing in our recent sessions, that is the continuous revisions being done in this basis point rate hike. So that has led to this great result. And we really hope for the best because we have got really excellent and mind-blowing leaders. So cheers to all of you. So on this positive note, I would like to end today's session. Namaskar. Jai Hind.